you all know, in recent weeks there's been significant discussion regarding the threat lead exposure poses to young children. Make no mistake that lead poisoning is an insidious disease that can destroy a child's future. Lead is a deadly neurotoxin that can stunt brain development in children under the age of 5. And children who ingest lead, either through chewing on paint chips containing lead or breathing in dust in homes from houses that have old paint, can suffer serious permanent neurological damage. It is not a risk to be ignored, and the county has not and will continue to not ignore the danger. However, unlike the issues faced in Flint, Michigan, it is not in the water supply that we are worried about, but the paint that is on the walls of our homes. Unfortunately, there are many homes in this area that were built prior to 1978 and have lead paint still on their walls. As a result, this lead paint will put at risk children. Sadly, many parents are unaware that the place they call home is potentially poisoning their children. This problem is not a new one. In fact, we have a number of very aggressive programs in Erie County government to combat the dangers old lead paint has in our county. The Erie County Department of Health, and I'm joined here by our Health Commissioner, Dr. Gail Burstein, operates 3 robust lead poisoning prevention programs, and they're on the screen. Lead poisoning primary prevention, treat kids with elevated blood levels, child lead poisoning prevention, which inspects home for lead paint, as well as our hazard control program, which provide low-income families with young children grants to remediate lead paint issues or lead in the home issues. In fact, since 2008, the Erie County Department of Health, through the end of last year, has inspected 12,733 homes for lead paint issues, or lead issues in general, as well as overseeing the remediation of nearly 1,000 homes per year. Now, that's not the only thing that's done by Erie County. The Erie County Department of Environment and Planning, joined here also by Commissioner Tom Gehring from the Environment and Planning Department, oversees and has overseen the remediation of nearly 500 additional homes throughout Erie County in his municipalities as varied as Angola, Colden, Tonawanda, West Seneca, and even my hometown of Lackawanna, because we know that lead paint is not just an issue in the city of Buffalo, it's an issue across Erie County, because if you have an old home, anything built before 1978, but primarily those that were built at the turn of the century through the 1960s, you in all likelihood have a house that has lead paint somewhere on the walls unless it's totally been stripped and rebuilt. We've been working on this for quite some time. Actually, on the screen we have a picture from 2014 of an announcement that we did with Congressman Brian Higgins regarding lead hazard funding that we received from a federal grant. This is not something that we're just addressing now for the first time. It's something we've been working on for quite some time, but we know that there's more that can be done. Because the metropolitan region's old housing stock creates a problem, we know we simply don't have enough sanitarians and support staff to inspect all the housing units that we'd like to do throughout the county on an annual basis, or for that matter, provide sufficient case management to families of children who have elevated lead levels. So we can do more. We must do more. That is why I am committing $3.75 million of fund balance over the next 5 years, $750,000 a year starting this year, to add more inspectors, case management professionals, and purchase other necessary equipment to help families remediate lead paint exposure in their homes. And I call on the legislature to unanimously approve this funding. If approved, we will be able to substantially increase the number of homes that we inspect on an annual basis, thereby ensuring that the homes are truly a home sweet home for our community's children and not a silent threat that is poisoning them.